What's up guys, WasiTechie here with a tutorial on how to create this really cool text effect that I have sitting right in front of me right now. And it's where the background has a faded white color, whereas the foreground has transparent text with a white rectangle, just to add some effect to it. So I'm going to go over how to do this in Photoshop, and without further ado, let's get right into this video. Let's go ahead and open up Photoshop, create a new canvas. I'm going to call this background tutorial or opacity. And I like going 4K, so 7,680 pixels by 4,320 pixels, and I've cranked up the resolution to 9,999 pixels per inch. Let's click on OK, obviously, and here we have our new canvas. So let's bring in the image that we prefer. I'm going to place my image. And this is one of the default images that comes with Yosemite. Make sure your image is not your background layer, because then I'm pretty sure some of the effects won't work. And I just take the safety precaution anyways. So let's create a new text layer and call this whatever you want. I'm calling it Snazzy Opacity. There we go, and I like the Metropolis 1920 font. It adds a nice vintage look to the font, and I just personally like it. And you have to make sure that your text color is black, because if it isn't, this trick won't work, or it won't work as well. So now what you want to do once your text is there is create a new layer by going to the bottom right and clicking on the new layer button, and you want to go over to the edit menu and go over to fill, and you want to use the white fill, and you want to make the opacity 75%, and make sure to uncheck the preserve transparency box. And you could change the opacity, but I'm leaving it at 75%, and you're about to see that everything becomes a little whitish. And what you want to do now is drag your text over the layer you just created. So now your text isn't that white, and we'll deal with the harsh whiteness later. We're just going to group the text layer and the layer we just created together by pressing Command G after selecting both of them. And you'll notice this does nothing, but now what you want to do is decrease the opacity of the layer. And this is essentially a filter that you're putting on top, stacking on top of your background. Now you could keep this completely normal, or you could add this layer. I just personally like it better with this layer on. Now you want to double click on your text layer, or right click and go to blending options. It does the same thing. Then you want to go to your knockout and make it shallow, and change your fill opacity to about 34%. That's what I kept it at. And you'll see that your text is barely visible, and this is due to the fact that we actually lowered the opacity. So to make this look a little better, what we're going to do is create a rectangle around our text. Now, as you can see, this covers our text completely. So what we're going to do is drag this under our text so it's not affected by the layer that we created, which is essentially used as a filter. So now we can change where the text is positioned, and we can position it in the middle by clicking on the text, going to the move tool, pressing Command A, and moving it to the center. There we go, and we can do the same exact thing with the rectangle. So now our text and our rectangle are both in the center, and it looks pretty awesome with the whitish background and the text. And as you can see, it's pretty close to what we made here on our desktop, except for the text, which is different. But otherwise, this effect is really cool for YouTube channel art, or if you want to implement this in any project or wallpaper. And otherwise, this looks pretty nice, and you could choose the color of the rectangle. I just like it being this color, but you could change the color to any color you like this color, which looks pretty nice But then you would want to add a sort of shade to this layer that you created here. So we could go over to inner glow, and we could change the glow to be green. If we go over here, we could change the glow to be a nice greenish glow. So now our picture hopefully has a nice glow. But other than that, subscribe to my channel for more awesome content every Wednesday. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.